everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Glossy Philosophy. My name is Jansen Binman. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up because today we are talking about 10 essentials for summer, so stay tuned. We have made it through November and now we are ready to start our summer. So whether that's hanging out at home with the kiddos, doing all the running and drop-offs, maybe working, doing summer camps, whatever you have planned this summer, these 10 essentials will make your life a little bit more glossy and much, much easier. So number one is going to be a striped top. Now I would recommend, if you don't have anything striped, starting off with some kind of a tank top, whether that's a crew neck, like a high crew neck like the one that I have on, or something with a V-neck, anything that you can layer underneath jackets, or just make it a little bit more part of the outfit. If you already have a striped tank, maybe you want to consider doing a striped button down, because that is just going to grow the outfit options in your wardrobe exponentially. You can pair it with a solid color short, you can pair it with a skirt, you can pair it with work trousers, and all of a sudden it just feels a little bit more European, a little bit more grown up. The next essential is going to be some kind of a woven tank or a tank top that just feels a little bit more elevated. It's not a cotton weave. It has a little bit of texture. Maybe it has some color variation in there as well. But something that's in a neutral or in a color that makes you feel really good about your skin tone and your hair color when you put it on is going to be a game changer for you. Now, something like this that's woven and might even be considered more of a vest can do so many things. You can pair it with a skirt and tuck it in. You can pair it with shorts, denim, solid, linen, anything, and all of a sudden it elevates it just because it has a little bit of a different texture. And again, it feels more than just like an undershirt tank top. It feels more like a grown-up tank top. You can pair this with a wide leg trouser, and again, that just kind of elevates, but it doesn't feel too corporate. It feels very cool. It feels very that in-between zone of being from a suit to just being kind of cool and knowing what you're all about. The next thing is going to be some kind of a white button down or some kind of a white blouse for summer. When you're thinking about your white shirts, you have to think about the material. We don't want polyester. We don't want any non-breathable fabrics for the summer. If you want to be able to wear it from now all the way through August and maybe even into September, it has to be cotton, poplin, linen, something like that that allows the skin to breathe, and you'll be able to mix and match again with so many different kinds of bottoms. The thing I love about just like a classic white button down is, again, it doesn't take any thought. If you don't know what to wear, you're gonna grab something like this. On those mornings where it's a little bit cooler and then gets a little bit warmer, something like this and a cotton or a cotton poplin just makes life so much easier. You can grab this with some denim shorts, put on a really cool necklace or a really dainty necklace, and all of a sudden your denim shorts feel very grown up. It feels so much better than just doing a regular cotton tank top with your shorts. Pair this, of course, with your pencil skirts, A-line skirts, maxi skirts, and it feels very dressy, kind of glamorous. If you go with something that's a little bit more kind of bohemian, peasant-y, this is going to be a little bit more on the casual side, but still pairing something like this with any kind of short dresses that up. So whatever your style, if you're a little bit more bohemian, a little bit more casual in the summer, go with this one. If you're kind of that in between, you need something that works for work and also for play, go with the classic first and then venture into something that has a little bit more texture and maybe even a little bit more of a playful tone to it. The next items are going to be shorts. So everybody, I feel like, needs a denim short. They don't have to be cutoffs, but they can be if that's your vibe. But they do have to be comfortable. Now when I'm buying shorts, I definitely 100% buy them either baggier or I go one size up, because I know that they're going to shrink, because they just do. They will shrink just a little bit. And also, I just find a looser short more comfortable, because I've got little ones and I'm like bending down, standing up, holding somebody, all the things that moms do. And it's just a little bit more comfortable than if the short is too tight. So don't be afraid to go up a size or grab a roomier version because it fits your lifestyle a little bit better. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're balancing out those proportions. So if you are going with a baggier version, you want to go with a tighter top. If you're going with a tighter bottom, then maybe you want to go with a looser top. If you're going with something like this, so this is the Jane short from cut from the Kloth. I think this is one of my, if not my favorite cut of short, especially in a denim. It's kind of that in between. It's a little bit looser, but it's not so loose that it feels like a boyfriend short. So this works really well with both classic cuts of a white shirt or any kind of button down, but it also lends itself really nicely to a bohemian style, or even something that lends itself a little bit dressier like the woven tank. So I like a cleaner cut short. I think it just gives me so many more options. If you are somebody who is just in the garden non-stop, it doesn't matter. You can even cut off an old pair of denim. But if you want to wear these shorts out and about and all the things, I would go clean first and then go for more of the destruction. I'm going to say that quite a bit. Go with the classic, things that have no destruction, things that maybe don't have a lot of detailing but are a little bit more, again, on that classic side first, and then you get to play later. The next short that I'm going to recommend is some kind of a solid colored short, whether that's navy, black, maybe for you that's green. You're just crazy about the color green, go for it. For me, navy is just like the color of summer. I love navy and white. I think it's really crisp. Plus, I really like a darker denim on the bottom usually to balance out the proportions of my body shape. So these, again, they're a taper, they're a little bit looser on the legs, so it feels really easy, it feels really cool. I don't feel constricted doing anything that I need to do as a mom. These are from BODEN. I really, really like them. They're in a linen material, and because they're darker and they're linen, it doesn't matter if they kind of crinkle or crease up throughout the day, because you can't really tell, which I love, because I can't really stand the creasing that happens with a linen bottom. Item number 6, we are going with some kind of a chambray, some kind of a denim, lightweight denim shirt. This, again, is from J. Crew. I find J. Crew makes really great traditional classic cuts that last and can be washed and washed and washed and washed. Again, I'm not afraid to wear these clothes. I'm not buying at a price point which feels like if something happens to this, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't replace it. So as you are kind of going through your basics for summer, your essentials for summer, make sure that if you're replenishing at a good price point for you, not only for your bank account, but also just for your mental sanity. So I really like this one. It's got the 2 camp pockets, so it makes it a little bit more casual, a little bit more everyday. But again, it works really well with a solid colored short, no matter what color it is, because it's a very neutral, light wash chambray. This can also be paired with any number of skirts, and all of a sudden it feels, you know, very funky, very fun for work. You can pair it with shorts, you can pair it with pants, you can pair it with skirts. Lots and lots of options with this guy. The next item that I think we all knew was coming is some kind of a denim jacket. Because again, there's always going to be those cooler evenings, those cooler mornings for running around and getting all the things done. Something really easy, something breathable that you can just throw on top and you know is going to work really well. This one, again, is from J. Crew. It's something I've had for forever, and it still feels brand new. The denim on this is insane, and I wear it like almost on a daily basis as we get further into summer. So something classic like this, I can't recommend highly enough because it just seems to work with so many different things: skirts, shorts, pants, and everything in between. Now this year, I decided I wanted something a little bit funkier, a little bit boxier, a little bit bigger, just so I could play with proportions. So again, I started with something classic, and then this year I've decided to add in this one from LOFT, which gives me a little bit of proportion play when I want to, or when I feel like I need to balance out a proportion based on the skirt that I'm wearing, or even the shorts that I'm wearing. Nearing the end, we have to talk about one and done dressing. So if you love to wear jumpsuits, a black jumpsuit will take you so many places. Something like this from Gibson Look will go from work to play, and everything in between. The thing that kind of takes this from one place to another are the accessories. Are you pairing it with a denim jacket? What is the proportion of that denim jacket? All of these things make an outfit say, hey, I'm going to this place right now and I'm going to do this thing. Your shoes play a huge role, as well as your jewelry, your makeup, and your hair. So you can make this very casual with sneakers or flip-flops and a classic denim jacket and still look really nice and put together. You can make this more of a dinner outfit by doing something like a really nice necklace with some fancier shoes and maybe a red lip. So one and done. Same thing with a black dress. Now with a black dress for summer, I think again it's really important that you think about the material. You want to go with a cotton, you want to go with a poplin, you want to go with a linen. Something that you don't care about it getting wrinkled, something that you don't care if ice cream spills on it. But it is so nice to have some kind of a black dress that you feel really great in. Because on those days when you know you're going to be outside, like walking all around the zoo with the kids or just outside hanging out with friends, and you're sweating, like let's be real, you're gonna sweat. And it's nice to have a black dress for those moments. You know what I'm talking about. You also want to make sure that you have some fun with your summer wardrobe. So now we're kind of getting into the last two items, and I can't stress enough that you also need to have some fun with your wardrobe. So you have kind of all your basics that you can mix and match, not only with each other, but with lots and lots of things in your wardrobe. But it's also really important to have those really fun items that just make your heart sing and just make you kind of step outside of your comfort zone, or just make you feel really fabulous. This is something that I've gotten on ThredUp and I've had on this channel a few times. I know I can belt it. I know I can wear it with a jacket. I know I can wear it without a jacket. I know I can dress it up. I can dress it down. It has so many options, and even though this isn't in a cotton, there are side slits, and because of how the top is constructed, I know that unless it's close to like 95 degrees outside, this is going to be a really great option. It's also a really great option for if I'm kind of in and out of the car, because I know it's not going to wrinkle, so a great travel dress. It's also just really fun with kind of the giraffe cheetah situation happening here, and because of the surprise of the navy polka dot instead of a black that we usually have with something of this kind of butterscotch color. The last item is going to be anything that makes your heart sing and anything that you feel like you were missing last year. So yes, you must pay attention when you're getting dressed in the morning. What do I wish I had? What would make my life easier? What would just make me happier? For me, I found last year I desperately needed more shorts. I wanted to wear all of my dresses all the time, but it just didn't work out with my lifestyle and the camps and the staying outside all day. I really needed more shorts. So I had my denim shorts and I had my neutral colored shorts. I've already added a black pair because that was something that was on my list from last year, and now I've added another pair from Ann Taylor LOFT, and I think even though these are on the lighter side, I just love this pattern. It reminds me of like a tablecloth or a curtain that I might find in history, and I love that. I think it's really fun. The colors, because they're a little bit more subdued, also work really well with lots of things that I already own, whether that's the cream tank or a white shirt. Looks really good with this. I can also play with the greens or the blues, or of course you can always play with the browns with like some wooden jewelry. I mean, there's just so many ways to go with something like this. So when you're choosing that funky piece, whether it's in a short, a skirt, a dress, whatever, make sure that not only does the pattern work for you and your proportions, but the colors. Do you have to buy a whole new wardrobe in order to get this really cool funky piece into your wardrobe? Or does it actually go along with a lot of the things that you already own? Because if it does, then you're more likely to wear it than if you have to purposefully buy extra tops or extra bottoms to go with that piece. And those are my recommendations for your 10 summer essential items. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Sometimes I think it's necessary to go back to the basics and see, what do I need? What am I missing? What did I need from last year that I don't have already? Or what needs to be updated? And again, go with those classic shapes first, and then if you have those and they still fit and they feel really good, then you can start playing with proportion, you can start playing with material, pattern, shine, all the things to make your life a little bit easier and a little bit more glossy. I do fashion and beauty videos every Wednesday, and sometimes I do book talks. Make sure that you are watching the shorts in between for more outfit inspiration, and I will see you next time. Bye.